Hi, I'm Helen from Crafty Bunnies, and today I want to show you how to make a storybook fold centre card. So as you can see, this card, it folds up flat, and then as you open it up you get this lovely pop-up that's like a storybook. So I'm going to be making something similar to this with these beautiful well done stamps, which you can create really lovely scenes with. So I'll be telling you the measurements as I go along, and hopefully you'll be able to add them somewhere. So you will need a standard C5 card base. This is Coastal Cabana, which measures 21 across by 14.85 high and scored at 10.5 across the middle. And then you can put that to one side for a moment. You then want a second piece of card, and this will be 19.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. And before you go any further, in order to help with your cutting and scoring later, you want to go around all the edges with a ruler and a pencil and just mark 2.5 centimetres from each end on all the sides of your cards. I've done the other 3 sides already. You can put that to one side. Now today I'm going to show you how to create a scene like this one. So before we do any of the cutting and scoring, we're going to do the stamping. So I have started with this card with the seaweed stamp in Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to stamp all the way across the bottom of my card. Stamping and then stamping off, so stamping again before inking up. I'm going to do that at different heights. Ink that off so I can make it taller. And the lovely thing about this is as you overlap things, you get that lovely depth of a scene. Through, and I'm going to give that a little clean with my chamois, and then I'm going to switch colours, and this time I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to go along again, and I'm going to fill in, especially where the lighter bits are, I'll put the dark, and then where the darker bits are, I like to put the light. And the lovely thing about these is that every one you do will be a little bit different, but they are really super beautiful. It's always hard to know when you've done enough. A little bit more. You can always come back later and add a bit more. Give that another little clean. Put those inks to one side. And then I've got this nice coral stamp, and I've decided to do it in Calypso Coral to get that lovely bright pop of colour. But coral comes in loads of colour, so that's the great thing about these C cards, is that you can put them in all sorts of colours. I'm going to put these in at some different heights again and stamp off. Get them poking in. Stamp one off over here. And another one there, I think. Yep. And then I've got this super cute little seahorse who I think I'm going to stay with the same colour. Do him in the coral as well. And because they're quite secretive, I'm going to put him in the reeds. Do I want another one? Yes, I do. I always like to work in 3s. that to one side. What do I do next? Next I've got this awesome jellyfish. Now, not entirely sure what colours they come in. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who would know. But I'm going to do mine in Blackberry Bliss because, well, I like Blackberry Bliss. So make sure it's nicely inked. And I'm going to put him to one side. Now, when you're making this scene, this is the inside of your card, so effectively that your writing space will be approximately in the middle. And in my one that I've made, as you can see, I've got little bits around the edge, which is a bit of a fluke actually. And if you wanted to, you could put your greeting on one of these, or you can leave it blank and put a greeting on the outside. That's totally up to you. But you want to consider when you're stamping that you are leaving some kind of gap to be able to write something. Although if you fill it in, you can always write in the back. So I think I'll have another one of these wiggling off the page. And oh no, I don't think that looked right. I think he's gonna pop down there. I've then got a turtle. You can use as few or as little of these as possible as you like, but well, to be honest, I thought they were all really cool and I wanted to use all of them. Let me think. I think I'll have him in there. And I think he might just be disappearing off over there. Cool. And then finally you've got your, this stamp's got 5 fish on, and you can use it either way up, so your shoals of fish can swim in any direction. And using Pacific Point, I'm going to create some streams of fish. I think I'll have my first ones heading this way. And then I'm going to have another lot coming up here. I'm going to face them the other way. I'm just going to have a couple. And maybe a few more up here. Okay. And then finally I've got this little bubble stamp, which I'm just going to use to fill in around my scene with some just tiny little textury bits. And I've used the same colour ink. No, actually no, I've used Pool Party, which is paler than this card, but it, hopefully you can see, you just get a little bit of a hint of the bubbles, so you're going for texture rather than something super bold. And what I really, really like about these stamps is that you can create some stunning scenes with literally just stamps, ink and paper, and you really don't need anything else to make your card look amazing. Okay, I'm going to stop before I overdo it. So now I've got my scene fully stamped in, I'm going to get my trimmer, and you will still have those tiny little pencil marks around the edge. And turning my card portrait, so I'm going to be making slits along the card, and it's going to be 2 centimetres in, 2 centimetres in, so I'm starting about here. So I'm going to line it up in my trimmer. I'm going to put my blade down in the middle first, and then because it's got little lines on here so I know how far the blade is coming, I'm going to come down to where I can see my line here, and then go up to the top where that line is there, and that's all I want to do, just that slit there. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. Put your blade in the middle so that you know that's definitely where you want to have cut, and then come down to your 2.5 centimetre mark that way, and then up to your 2.5 centimetre mark that way. And then you're going to be scoring, so you'll need the score blade, and you want to score from this edge at 2.5 centimetres, just from here to here, so on that inner section, not from top to bottom. So again, move your score blade to the middle, and then you can score down to where you can see the cut line, and up to the top cut line. Turn your card round and do the same the other end. Now, to start with, I thought this was really complicated, but once I'd done it once, I realised that it was just fine. Then you're going to move in 3.5 centimetres from this end. I've just got enough room on my trimmer, and you're going to make another score line on this inner section here. So just as you've just done. And up to the top. Round and do the other end. Score from top to bottom. And then we're going to do the ones for the outside. So at 6.5 centimetres from this far end, we want to score this top section and this bottom section only. So just that bit there, then come down and do the bottom bit. Then at 9.75 centimetres, I'm going to score right the way through from top to bottom. And then turn my card over and do these little ones on this side as well. So that was 6.5 centimetres from this edge. So that's on your top edge and the bottom. And you've got all your cuts and scores done. So you can see, hopefully. So what you want to do is you're then going to push that middle fold in that way, and this one is going to come outwards, this middle one, and that one will fold down. So on that outside you've got a valley, a mountain and a valley, and then the same at the bottom, valley, mountain, valley. Then in the middle you've got a valley there, and then you're going to lift this end piece, fold that like that, and you can give that a nice firm fold, and then turn around and do the same on the other end. And then what you'll be able to do is that will fold shut like that. And when you've got it folded shut, if you take a bone folder or any other, like a soft edge ruler or something, and nicely score down all of those edges. So you will now have your card shape. So you can see from that way on, that's what it's doing. And that's your storybook fold. Now if you'd wanted to, you could, on my other card, one of my cards, not that one, this one, on the inside, I kept all this outside, I just did fish, and then I did white panels on the middle. So that's an option if you wanted to do something where you coloured in or whatever you fancy really. But I'm going to leave mine just as it is, so that whatever occasion I use it for, I can write in at the time. So then I'm going to take my card base and I'm going to glue this piece onto the inside, and this will glue on just the underneath of this here. So don't glue this pointy bit here. So as you look on the other side, you just want to put glue here, here and here. And I'm using my trusty Tombow glue, although tape glue would also work well. So just up to this score mark here, when I made one of these, I did glue the whole thing and it all glued in the card, and obviously it didn't open. And then taking your card from the edge, from this far left-hand edge, you want to position this so that it's evenly spaced from the edge and the top and the bottom. And this will also mean that when this flattens out, this central crease will lie central with your card. And then just gently flatten that down. And then you want to close your inner panel like that, and then you want to glue these edges again. Glue. So once it's inside the card, don't try and do it all you're gluing at once. And then you're going to just close the card on itself and push from the crease to the outside. Smooth that down, and then when you open it up, you'll have your storybook fold. Now, I only learnt this design yesterday and I already think it's really awesome because it just makes something really pop. So because you've got so much good stuff on the inside, I've made the outside of my card a bit simpler. And so I have got some of the new patterned paper from that goes with the Well Done suite, and I've cut that to fit on here. So this side's cool too. These papers are really beautiful and I don't want to cover them up. So this was a piece that was, let me think, 9 centimetres by 13.35, I think. And it's on a white piece that's another 5 centimetres wider, so 9.5 by 13.25. 13.75, sorry. Not sure it really matters if I'm honest. You can do whatever you fancy. And I'm going to glue this straight onto the front of my card. This paper's great because you don't even really need to do anything else, do you? So I've then cut these 2 labels. These are from the Hippo Happiness dies, which I'm looking forward to playing with the stamp soon. And I'm going to get a greeting out, which I should have done in advance, but I didn't. And everything I've used has got a block. Hold on. Cool. Yeah, that is going to fit on there nicely. So, because I've used the coral colour, I think I will do my greeting in coral as well. So I've got hoping all your birthday fishes come true. And I'm going to stamp that deliberately more to this end, because when I've mounted it on there, I'm going to mount it up here and I'm going to cut that edge off. So I think I'll cut that now. So I'm just going to cut from corner to corner, and I'm going to do the same with this coral label too. sit happily on top of each other. There's my glue. And I'm just going to use some dimensionals to stick that to the front of my card. I don't know about you, but these backs of these things go everywhere. I find them all over the house. And then I'm going to stick that in that far corner. Now I also have pre-prepared a whale. Now this whale stamp is really lovely, and the bundle with the stamps comes with this punch, which has got some extra bits. So if you're doing a plain one, you can cut this bit out in blue and this bit out in white, and you can make like a killer whale. I'm gonna have a go at that another day. And then you've got like some water splashes coming out the top and then a little eye. So I've yet to play with that, but I am quite excited about that. So I'm just going to glue my whale on the front. On some more sticky pads, because why not? And I'm going to have him sitting down there. And then I've just got some little sparkly sequins just to finish it off. I'm just going to put it on with some glue dots. So I've got this take a pick tool, and this has got this really fun key sticky end, and you just screw the end on. As you screw this, more of this sort of putty stuff comes out, and this provides a great tool for picking up items. Oh, I needed to take a bit off first. So once it gets unsticky, you can just squeeze out a little bit more and pick up your gems with it. And then I can place it directly onto my glue dot. Otherwise they tend to wander off. Just going to cut one of these glue dots in half to make it a tiny bit smaller. The small sequin. If you've got self-adhesive gems, then obviously that's quite a lot easier. But I do like the way these sequins sparkle. Use the other side of that glue dot. Like a little row of sequin bubbles. And there you're done. So the outside of the card is pretty, but you know, quite straightforward. But really, it's all about the inside and that beautiful storybook fold. I hope you've enjoyed this make, and check back next week, and I'm going to show you how I have done this embossing folder and how I've sponged the background to give this cool look. I'll see you next week. Bye.